Hey everybody, Real with Wes made it to Friday, and of course, man, I am so excited today that tomorrow, one day away, tomorrow we're having our next in-person service at 6 p.m. Centennial Memorial Temple. Doors open at 5 o'clock. We're going to start service at 6 p.m. 17-year anniversary. I think the biggest thing we get to celebrate about this anniversary is one, we came through 2020, and two, this new season of beginnings, of transition, and getting to come together in person. I think that's what's going to make this so exciting. More than even the hype and trying to do so much of a show mentality, man, it's going to be a life-changing word. And it's going to be a time just to come together and connect, which we haven't been able to do. And that is a testimony to God's goodness. So come out, celebrate with us. Now, if you're not able to make it, or you're in the tri-state area and you're like, man, it's too far away, I physically can't be there, to our partners and extended people, we will still be streaming it out live. Okay. But man, we're super excited. I got a life-changing word for you guys. About moving forward in this new season as a church. We are so excited, and I hope it bless you. Well, let's finish this week. We're talking about the perspective of empathy. Man, we went through this whole week, and I really encourage you to go through each day with me. Today, I want to get into demonstrating that empathy. That's not as easy necessarily as it looks. Why? Because it's this constant fight against us being self-centered. And it is also this constant uphill fight to represent God, re-understand God, reconnect with Jesus in a way of our understanding, and coming out of this darkness. And some of that very darkness it really is blindness. Let's say it more like that. It's the blinders that have been placed on us to blind us to the light of Jesus, to blind us to the light of being empathetic towards people. And religion has been one of the biggest blinders that have come from even the church, of trying to serve God from this weaponized, this war view, instead of seeing God as not the God of wrath and fear we present, but which is blinding us to the true light of who God was, which Jesus was and is the true light, to show that empathy, to show that love, to show that merciful, to show that compassion, to show that grace. The biggest thing about also, so there's that part, there's a dedication to it. There's a commitment and a quality decision. You have to make it every day to say, I'm going to do it, even when you don't feel like it. The next part is renewing our mind, and that is coming out of the darkness to the light. We have to make the commitment to change and adjust our thinking, even when it goes against everything we've been taught for year after year after year that violates the nature and love of God. We have to make the adjustment, because we can't walk in something we don't understand. And then the next part is, then, man, it really becomes something God starts writing on your heart. You have to act on it. And it's this part that really, what makes empathy can be very challenging. It's not about whether it's deserved or not. Our question should never be, does this person deserve this or not? That's irrelevant to the equation. That's irrelevant whether we deserve it or not. People, we get in all this debate about, oh, it's unconditional, it's this and that. And yes, it is unconditional, but really the entirety of that conversation is irrelevant to the situation. Empathy is just what we do because who we are. And we have to quit letting other people's bad behavior, and this may be preaching to myself at times, even this past week, other people's bad behavior determine our behavior. Just because that's how empathy works. Empathy is understanding that when someone shows and is walking in darkness, or shows bad behavior, shows their immaturity or their self-centeredness, that our maturity has to be, I'm not going to reflect that. I'm going to reflect the opposite. Where that empathy puts me in the place of understanding, man, maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they're broken. Maybe they just lost a loved one. Who knows what they're going through? Who knows what trauma they're dealing with? Who knows what this and that? And that is relevant, but that is not relevant to, see what is relevant to it. The why is to bring us to, man, we're going to show empathy no matter what, to be understanding and compassionate towards us. But the why is not relevant to when we sit there and try to play judge and jury of whether or not this person deserves this goodness or deserves this kindness or not. And that's the switch we have to make. If we are going to demonstrate empathy and operate from everything from the perspective of empathy, the thing that will destroy our perspective is if we make it about whether it's deserved or not. That is irrelevant to demonstrate empathy. God didn't care about that. God does not care about that. God's empathy and love. And I'm using the word empathy specifically. Yes, it's tied to love, but we use all the Christianese and it gets lost. Really want to hone in on this word empathy. Being able to put ourselves in someone else's shoes to still say, you know what, I'm going to show them goodness. Because, man, that's what I want. That's what I want my family to be shown. That's what I want the people close to me to be shown. If my spouse or my kids were acting stupid, I wouldn't want somebody to just slap him upside the head. I wouldn't want somebody to just cuss them out. I'd want somebody to show them compassion and let me deal with them. Be like, hey, don't do that again. But at the same time, I would hope for mercy also. And so showing that. And that's what that perspective of empathy shows. If someone does something, I'm preaching to myself so much when I'm talking about this. I'm trying to grow in this myself. I'm trying to do so many things to mature myself in this. I'm on this journey myself with you. And that's why I can talk about it. It can be tough some days because sometimes people will hurt you really bad. Sometimes people will injure you. Sometimes people will, and it doesn't make what they did right. It just puts you in a position to respond to it differently. And if our response is to act and just behave and retaliate just like they would, or in response, nobody wins in that situation. First of all, it doesn't help you heal. It doesn't help you come out of it, but it also furthers their darkness, actually. And see, people, man, when they see the light of, oh my God, I know that I've done this. I've been a complete jerk. And then someone show me kindness in response to me being a jerk. Man, at first it makes me feel like garbage. And that's not where we want you to stay, to feel condemned. But it also is like, whoa, I experienced something different. And it causes us to shift. That's what it does. So when somebody does something to you wrong, man, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make, any of that. But be empathetic in those moments. And instead of retaliating, show something different. Show something different. Now, yeah, there's justice that needs to be served. There's people, there's prosecution. There's all those systems. I'm not talking about unraveling it. But I'm really talking about here. For your own sanity, for your own soul. And then also, if that person is ever going to come into the light, they got to see the light demonstrated. And that light of Jesus is demonstrated so many times in unconditional empathy. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope to see you tomorrow. If not, connect with us virtually either way. But I really hope to see you guys there. And I will catch you next week. Real with Wes. We'll just keep this going. Have a great weekend, everybody.